Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interwebs. This is ReNDoG coming at you in another episode of Minecraft Survival from the Hermitcraft server. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an interesting development taking place on the very top of Grand Central Station. Welcome back, my friends, to Hermitcraft. Oh man, we got some shenanigans kicking off for today's episode. There is a flag placed on the top of Grand Central Station. You know what this means, guys? The convicts have responded to my request for peace that we gave Scar a few episodes ago on his impaled ship somewhere out yonder. The terms and conditions of that armistice was as follows. Place 4 convex flags on top of Grand Central Station if you accept the deal. And it looks like the convicts have kind of accepted the deal. We've got a flag, a rather big flag, a cake, which is great. I mean, I love cake. Who doesn't love cake? I mean, I love myself a little bit of cake, man. Can we eat the cake yet? Oh no, we have to get hungry to eat the cake. All right, well, maybe we'll jump around a bit so we can have a slice of that cake. They've also added a bunch of convex magic around here. These magical blocks of convex goodness. And their beautiful little map, which I think is actually kind of nice. I really like this. I kind of want this on a t-shirt. But most importantly, there is a chest over here for us to crank open, my dudes. Whew, man. Didn't expect today's episode to start like this, guys. I'm rather pleased. Hopefully, Scar has accepted the armistice and we can get on with our lives instead of cutting down trees. And we can actually start, I don't know, working towards making something great together. Who knows what's in that chest? Give me 1 second, though. I need a sip of coffee, man. I need to prepare myself for what is possibly waiting for us inside of that chest. All right. Coffee has been delivered directly to the butt, and it is time to have a look at what is in this ConCorp chest. Hopefully, this is going to be the end of our battles with the ConCorp with regarding the log war. Wow, that is a lot of cake. And I kind of do enjoy the shape that's been made here. It's kind of like a Super M or something. Also, there's a bunch of TNT and fire charges, which concerns me. Enjoy the gifts? Ooh. Oh my goodness. Tom Cruising rockets? What? The ConCorp have given us an entire shulker box of rockets? I think I can't... You know what? We gave Scar a bunch of gravel, and in return, he has given us a bunch of rockets. This is kind of like when 2 warring tribes meet each other in the open field, right? They've been battling each other on the plains for many, many years, and then they come together to talk about peace, and they give each other, I don't know, some, like, fur and, like, I don't know, jewelry or something in return. You know, it's like you exchange gifts as a part of the peace process. This is very promising. ConCorp/undercut by Good Times with Scar. All right, well, this is it, guys. Now we're going to figure out exactly what is going down over here. Let's crank the sucker open. To the attention of Big Logs Incorporated. That's supposed to be a Z. We thank you for thinking of ConCorp for your business. Well, that's not exactly what we've been thinking of. ConCorp has been on holiday break and has just received your business proposal. We here at ConCorp pride ourselves on a good work-life balance. I couldn't agree more. That's exactly what I was trying to imply in my attempt for peace. You can apply today for employment opportunities at this fast-moving, forward-thinking company at any shop or factory. I'll pass on that one, but thanks for the note. We will now pass this proposal on to our premium executive team. After the executive, legal, and board of directors have made a decision, we will pass it on to our shareholders to render a vote. You will hear back shortly. May the Vex be with you, Scar. Okay. Well, it's not exactly an armistice, but I think it's pretty close, right, guys? I feel like we are 1 step closer to peace between the Big Logs Incorporated HSE holding company and the Convex Corp. I think we're getting there. We've exchanged gifts on the field of battle, and it looks like the convicts are going to be voting on whether or not to accept our armistice. I guess in the meantime, I need to get a hold of Impulse. We need to start making a ridiculous amount of logs. Just in case this all goes wrong, we need to have a massive supply of ammunition to take into the next battle if there's going to be one. So thank you, Scar, my dude. Very nice way to start today's episode, and I am very grateful for the 22 stacks of rockets. That is actually a kind of an awesome gift, so thanks, my dude. Now, the more astute of you magnificent viewers out there from all over the world may have noticed a little something that has popped up here at Grand Central Station. Oh, yeah, baby. Take a look at this, guys. Off camera for the last few days or so, I have been working extremely hard on a design for the very first underwater rail tunnel that is going to be running from Grand Central Station all the way out to the different stations along the HRN routes. This is the yellow line, which of course is the northern line, and this tunnel extends all the way into Pirate Island over here on the Hermitcraft server, and of course this is going to be the in and the out lines for the northern line. And I came up with a pretty sweet design off camera. As you can see, we've got an underwater tunnel giving us great views into the ocean, and I've tried to get as much sort of yellow into the build as possible to represent that this is, of course, well, the yellow line. So we've got a yellow line running all the way along the walls over here through the center of it, and we go from glass panes into sort of solid concrete and then back again, which I think is kind of a nice effect. And then the rails themselves will be running atop of a yellow line, but above them we have some yellow glass also that sort of interacts a little bit with the solid beams, and we've got a bit of yellow concrete like in the beam, right, to keep this line going, showing you that you are in fact on the northern line. And in the center we got some beautiful dark prismarine slabbage up in here. We've even got some glass looking down into the bottom of the ocean, and I think that this has turned out to be quite a delightful tunnel build here for Grand Central. Let me take you outside though so we can have a decent view of it from the outside. And well, I'm very happy that this has been done. It's taken me quite a few hours to actually do this. I had to go get a bunch more white concrete, of course, had to do a bunch of concrete grinding, and then spend a little bit of time working on the tunnel, and it was all a little bit grindy, so I decided to do it off camera, guys. But take a look at that. Doesn't that look absolutely awesome? We've just recently finished the terminals here at Grand Central Station, and now we've got this very modern looking, it almost looks like something from the Jetsons, right? We've got this really modern looking tunnel coming out of Grand Central, and of course the overall vision is to have one of these tunnels coming out of each of the different terminals, right? North, south, east, west. And today, guys, we are going to be doing something pretty sweet together. Last couple of episodes, we've been working on the Pirate District Big Rocks Docks build, and I've been doing a little bit more work out there too. Maybe we'll go take a look at that in a second. But today, what I would like to do with you guys is work on the east line. I would like to start working on the underwater tunnel for this section, but more importantly, I'd like to start working on a monorail system that is going to be running all the way through the shopping district, because of course we're going to have a line that comes out of here, the red line, and the red line is going to take a sort of turn over here, and I would very much like the traveler of the line to be able to see all of this awesome stuff in the shopping district. So today we're going to try work out a way to get a railway line traveling through the shopping district without causing too much havoc and chaos around here. And then that line, of course, is going to connect into this position over here, and this, of course, is the shopping district station. So this is going to be the red line or the east line that's going to connect to Grand Central, and that line is then going to continue into the station here, and then of course it's going to exit the station again in this direction. Of course, this is going to be the red line that Azuma has set up, right? And that red line is going to continue all the way out to the east station in the middle of the ocean near Mumbo and Green Space. So it should be a pretty interesting episode. I'm kind of nervous though, of course, because we're going to be erecting like a rather large monorail system running through the shopping district, and I really hope that I don't upset any of the Hermits by maybe you know, ruining one of their builds or covering one of their builds. But I'm going to do my best today to make sure that this sort of monorail system fits the area rather nicely, and that should be pretty freaking sweet, man. Hopefully we can get that done, or at least get it close to it to done in today's episode. But before we get to any of that, guys, let me quickly show you what I have done here in the Pirate District. I know a ton of you guys are following this build with some interest, and thank you very much for all of the feedback in the last episode. You guys were really liking what we did with the towers, and well, a lot of you guys were saying, Ren, don't blow the towers up. At the end of the last episode, I was suggesting that we try and make the tower look like it was hit by a cannonball or something, but I think the towers turned out so nice that I think we're just going to keep them like this, and maybe the damage that has been done to the pirate town that we sort of talked about last episode, maybe we'll show that in the devastation of the walls that are surrounding the what was once a magnificent town here in this bay. And as you guys can see, I've added a few foundations for where the ruined walls are going to run. So it's going to start all the way over here in the side of the mountain, and then every now and then there'll be a little bit of ruined wall inside of the ocean here, right? There'll be another broken tower, and I'd like to put some sort of a crane or something out here near the boat here, right? Near Jevon's boat here, which I think will be really, really cool. And well, we're going to keep the towers just the way that they are, I think. I think they turned out real nice, and I think I've added a little bit more detail since we were last together. I finished off the second tower here. Oh, I added like a little bit more detail to the gate section, which I think turned out real nice. Added kind of a gate system here in between the bridge, in between the two towers, and a little bit of a walkway up there. And I think that gate system looks really cool, right? It's the sort of the drawbridge, I suppose, that once existed here. And that would have been the gate of the castle, and now it's kind of the gate for the boats that can travel in here from the ocean, right? Hello, pirate. What's happening, my dude? But yeah, the real nice progress here on Big Rock's docks. It looks really nice at night, doesn't it? It looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. And maybe we'll do a little bit more work on that in the coming episodes. But for now, my dudes, let's get busy working on some railway lines. Most importantly, the red railway line that is going to run under the water and then somehow snake its way through the shopping district to the shopping district station. Should be quite a challenge for today's episode. As the sun rises above another glorious day on the Hermitcraft server, guys, it is time to get down to some serious progress in today's episode. We're going to try and find a way to connect Grand Central to the shopping district station, and we're going to start working on another underwater tunnel here, this time from the red terminal. And, well, just having a look at this for the last couple of minutes, I'm a little bit worried about this particular connection, because we're kind of going to ruin the look of what we've been working on over here. We're going to have a really modern tunnel that is literally, looks like it's going to connect with the land directly underneath those two towers. But I guess it's just going to have to happen, right, guys? It is the Hermitcraft server after all. We have a bunch of styles that clash with each other all the time. I'm looking at you, Boeing 747 over there. And, well, I guess we're just going to have to try and make it work in whatever way possible. I mean, maybe what we can do is actually cover the tunnel at the end with a little bit more sand or something. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's start placing down some blocks here, though, guys. And, well, we're going to be running the tunnel all the way from here. And we need to find the exact center of this, which is going to be these two blocks over here, right? So that's a direct center of a red terminal. And direct center is over here. And I think what we'll do is start all the way at the bottom. Hi there, my dude. Are we really doing this again, spending the entire day killing drowns? Looks like it. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, guys, if I never smell another drowned again, it will be the best day of my life. Let's start all the way down here. This is actually how I started the other tunnel. Shall we quickly take a look just to make sure we're at the right level here? So I started the other tunnel all the way down here, actually, it looks like it, with a double block of white. So we actually need to start on the very bottom of that slab. So I've started a little bit too low, it looks like, or should I say a little bit too high. So we're going to go down a little bit more, right? This is where we're going to start over here. Okay, cool. That's going to be the lowest part of our tunnel. And now all we have to do is work our way through a whole bunch of drowns, a whole bunch of kelp, and get our way all the way to this side of the bay. Get out of our face, drown, please, my dude. Speaking of drowns, I just remembered that one of you guys gave me an absolutely amazing hint in the comments of the previous episode. Do you guys remember, like maybe 20 episodes ago when we bought a ridiculous amount of sea pickles from Grian? Well, apparently drowns spawn here because it's super dark at the bottom of the ocean, and a lot of you guys have been saying to me, Ren, just add a bunch of sea pickles to the bottom of the ocean underneath Grand Central Station and then you won't have any more drown problems. So thanks for that, guys. I am going to place a ridiculous amount of sea pickles down here because honestly, I don't think I'll be able to finish recording today's episode without rage quitting if I spend the entire day fighting off drowns. So let's get the bottom of this ocean pickled, baby. ASAP. Looks like we're picking up an entourage of dead pirates, guys, but the sea picklification of the ocean bottom is going pretty well. I've also just realized that these pickles are kind of like torches, except they look so much better than torches, right? They really suit the bottom of the ocean. I mean, they're basically torches for the sea. and it kind of makes me wish we had another type of light source in Minecraft that wasn't a torch, right? A light source that we'd be able to use in our builds in, you know, like cave systems and stuff like that didn't have to be torches, that sort of blended in with the environment a little bit more, much like these sea pickles really blend in with the ocean. I mean, you know, when you look down here, you wouldn't even think that they are torches. You would just think that they're like part of the environment. And man, I wish we had a light source like that in Minecraft above water. A Minecrafter can dream though, am I right, guys? As suspected, Cyberdog Dogs, we are going to have a massive design style clash over here where the tunnel of the HRN meets with the towers of the Big Rocks Docks area. And I guess we're just going to have to accept that that is what's going to go down. I mean, there's not much we can do about it. Let's face it, guys. This server is a giant clash of design styles as it is. We've got this beautiful classic build area over here with the ships and the docks and the castles, and then right next to it we have a giant building that looks like a space station and an aeroplane in the sky. So let's just accept it as the charm of the Hermitcraft server. Am I right? And with that in mind, we can get through it. There is a creeper down there, though, which is kind of annoying. Need to get away from him as fast as possible. Maybe try take him out, actually, just in case something goes miserably wrong. Now, we got a little bit of a problem that we need to solve together here, guys, because this is going to get real tricky now. This tunnel for the HRN is going to run all the way down here. Now, the next part of this tunnel, I'm just watching for that creeper, has to get all the way to this area over here. So the idea that I have for the monorail that's going to be running through the shopping district is I want it to be kind of high up. I want the travelers of the monorail to be able to see all of the different builds. But for that to get done, we're going to have to make this tunnel run sort of under here, I guess, and then it's going to have to come up somewhere in the middle of Big Rocks Docks here, right? It might have to come up here, but I don't want that to happen because this is kind of the boatway to go from the entrance of Big Rocks Docks all the way through to the Black Pearl over there, so we don't want it to be messing with this sort of waterway. So we're going to have to make our railway line come up here somewhere. I was looking at this area. I think we have enough space over here for the railway line to come up, and then of course we want it to go really steeply up as fast as possible and then into some sort of a monorail that will then run all the way through this area of the shopping district. And man, this is going to be so tricky, guys. Like, I almost wish we had a smaller schematic of the shopping area that we're working in so that, you know, we can sort of figure out from a bird's eye view where to make these things. Where have I got all of my logs? Here we go. Let's get some spruce logs in the inventory just to get things started. Okay, so take a look at this. If we are going to do some sort of a railway monorail thing, I would like to do it in a very similar style to the way that Azuma has done this monorail, because I think it looks really cool. Let's go take a closer look at how X did this, because I think this is kind of the style that I'd like to do in the shopping district. I don't really want to make the monorail look too crazy. I want it to kind of blend in, so to speak, with the shopping district, and I think the way to do that is to keep it quite traditional looking, to try and make it almost look like it's like trees or something, right? That it's made with a lot of wood, that it looks like it's a sort of part of the environment rather than made out of like pink concrete or something crazy. So the way that X has done this is pretty decent, I think. He's got 1, 2, 3 blocks thick, right? And a line for the in and for the out of the monorail. And then underneath here, we just have a single pillar of support holding up the two lines. And I think that's definitely the way that we should do it. We should definitely not have more than, you know, three blocks worth of space taken up by the monorail. Although I guess it's 4 blocks taken up if you include these sort of pincers that hold up the rail there. So I'm kind of inspired by that particular design that X has done. I think that looks really sweet, and I think that that's going to be the easiest way for us to actually conserve a little bit of space here, right? So for example, if we begin our monorail, shall we just start the sucker somewhere? Let's just say the monorail starts here. First block is the wrong way around. Good job, Ren. Great way to start a new project, my dude. There we go. So this is going to be the monorail, and it's going to run sort of underwater here. I guess it's probably going to have to come out here even. We're going to need a little bit more space, I think, to be able to go downwards, right? So if the monorail goes like this and slowly goes up, then the next one would be over here, I suppose, the next support beam, something like that. And that's going to have to go all the way underground and then connect up with that tunnel over there. This is going to be tricky, guys. The good news, Cyberdogs, is that we are actually starting to get somewhere with this particular project this afternoon. The bad news is it has taken for absolute ever. Also, that's kind of a gorgeous sight right there, isn't it? I love the little lone cod just chilling there. Also, it looks like we got a zombie behind this door. Hi there, zombie. Excuse me, I'm trying to record a segment over here. Jeez. Anyway, I've made a little bit of progress over here, guys, with the red line. And wow, it is turning out to be way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I've got some foundations down here, right? Very, very simple foundations for where the lines are going to be running. This is probably going to be the line that is running to Grand Central Station from East Station, and this will be the line that runs to East Station from Grand Central, or vice versa. But the most difficult thing is trying to find a way to get this line to go up into the shopping district. And as you guys can see, I have hacked away a tunnel underneath the Big Rocks Docks pirate area here, and I've created the scaffolding of what is slowly going to become our railway system running through this area. I think I found a pretty decent spot for this over here. I know it looks a little bit ugly. I haven't actually looked at it from afar yet. Let's take a little bit of airtime and have a look at the damage that we've done to this area. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. It's just a whole bunch more brown in there, right? There's a whole bunch more planks in there. Derp. Well, that was mildly embarrassing. Cyberdiggity dogs, please don't tell the ladies about how bad I am at Minecraft, okay? I'm trying to maintain a manly image up in here for all of the fine girls out there. Anyway, I've picked up all my stuff. Most importantly, Rocky has survived. Yo, Rocky, this is going to happen a lot, my dude. Get ready to be dropped all over the show and probably lost. Of course, this is our brand new pet shulker box that we bought from Falsey last episode. Anyway, where was I? What was I saying? Oh yes, so the railway line is ascending up here through the middle of the pirate docking area here, and yeah, it is looking quite ugly right now. We're going to have to do something about this, but this is just going to be foundation for now. We might change these planks to a different plank type right now, right? Because they're kind of blending in a little bit too much with the dock. Maybe we'll make them jungle or birch or something. But for now, I think let's keep on working on the foundations of this monorail. Let's try to figure out exactly where it's going to go. So I've got a few dirt blocks here, trying to signify where we might travel with this monorail. So the monorail is going to come up all the way over here, travel in this way. And remember, what we're trying to do with this monorail is ensure that our passenger has a really decent view of the Hermitcraft server. Wherever they're riding on the Hermit Railway network, we want them to have a really great view, right? So with that in mind, I think it's really important that we think long and hard of where the rail line is going to go. So if we are traveling from East Station or even from the futuristic district station, if we're traveling in this direction, right? So if we're coming in the opposite direction, we're going to have a brilliant view as we travel here, right? We're going to get a great view of the docks. We're going to get a beautiful view of the rocket shop, of the pickle, and then as we travel over here, we get a great view of Azuma's build there and a really beautiful view of the docks here. We get the ship in the peripheral. We get the statue of Hermity over there. So I think this is a great line for the rail to follow, right? We get a lot of really decent viewage up in this business, and maybe we need to make this go. Oh yeah, we wanted to make it go like this because this is the exit to Grian's shop, right? So we don't want to get in the way of that when people pop out of the shop. So many things to consider here, guys, when setting this line up. It is actually kind of insane. Now, next up, we need to figure out where this line is going to go through the shopping district. This is going to be the most tricky part and the part that I really want to get right. I don't want to upset anybody and get in the way of their builds. Well, guys, looks like once again, the ReNDoG is adding a whole bunch of super ugly blocks to the Hermitcraft server. Oh man, I've just finished running a line of dirt all the way through the shopping district, but I think it has worked out pretty good, and I'm going to try get this thing actually finished today so that we don't leave the server with a horrible eyesore here in the shopping district. You know, this is a very popular area of the server, right? And definitely don't want to end today's episode with a ridiculous ugly line of dirt here. Let me show you guys exactly how I am proposing that we run the East Red line through the shopping district over here. So we're going to come out of the shopping district station and we're going to take a little bit of a medium gradient up here, and remember what we're trying to do is make sure that our traveler can see as much of the server as possible, as many of the awesome things on the server as possible. So as we come up to the precipice of the line, we get a great view of the shopping district here. We can see Scar's amazing tree over there, the Bomboni face looking at us across the way. We can see the ConCorp shop, we can see the Coral shop and the sign to the modern district. We can see Impulse's stuff over there, which is really, really cool. And of course, down here we can see the NHO ship, and as we come around the corner, we get a beautiful view of the sunset. Actually, almost worked out perfectly that this line is almost directly in the center of the moon and the sun. So if a traveler is traveling at dawn or at dusk, as they come up here, they're going to get a magnificent view of the area, right? And of course, travelers that are going in this direction will then see a beautiful view from up here just before they plummet down into the station. Look at this, man. We see the rainbow in the stock exchange. We see Hermity. We see everything in this side of the shopping district too. So that, my friends, is the proposed route for the Great East Line of the HRN, or the Red Line, should I say, taking us all the way out to the East Station. I think that this proposal is probably the least disruptive of all the different routes that we could have taken. I was thinking about making the line run all the way through the shopping district, but I think that would have caused way too much disruption of other people's builds. And, well, the most disruption that is happening here is our own builds, right? Here at Big Logs, we have this massive thing running past us. And, of course, the biggest disruption is happening at Big Rock Stocks here as we're tearing our way through the very heart of the build here. I think I may have mentioned this quite a number of times over the last few episodes, guys, but working underwater in the Aquatic update is a pain in the frickin' butt. Even with all of the pickles on the bottom of the ocean, those drowns are still spawning. They're actually spawning on top of these sort of platforms here, because I think the mob spawn functionality recognizes this as a dark block, right? The only reason we can see right now is because we have our conduit in the center giving us night vision. But actually, right here where we are now is really, really dark, which spawns a ton of drowns. The good news is, though, if you're working underwater, you can just use concrete powder. You don't have to make concrete to place underwater. You can just place the powder and boom, it turns it into solid concrete. So that's actually saved me a ton of time. And as you can see, I'm currently working on the foundations for the next underwater tunnel here. Looks pretty cool, right? Look at that. Oh, man. It looks so sweet. Grand Central Station coming together a treat. Now, I have got some really cool stuff to show you guys. I have been working now for about 2 hours or so since the last recording. I've come up with a really sweet block palette for the railway line that runs through the shopping district. Let's just keep those drowns out of here, shall we? We're about to have a server restart, I think. X is going to be updating some data packs and whatnot. So I tell you what, guys, I'm going to wait for the server to update, and then we'll have a look at some really sweet work that I've done. All right, we're back after a very quick server restart. Azuma's working on some extremely exciting stuff for the server. I hope that he manages to get it working, because, man, it's going to be so awesome if it does. Anyway, we're back. Take a look at this. I have been working on a bit of a block palette over here for our Shopping District Monorail, and I've gone with some fairly interesting yet bland colors. There's Azuma, or Yeti Zuma, should we say, looking real good in his suit, in his Yeti suit. But yeah, I've gone for some pretty, I guess, bland, pretty boring blocks for this particular monorail design, but I've done this for a very good reason. This line is actually going to be connecting up with that line over there, which Azuma has actually been working on himself, right? And we actually had a look at this a couple of episodes ago when Azuma and I were traveling through it. And, well, as you can see, there is a very specific design that Azuma has gone with for his monorails. And because this monorail is going to be connecting up with my monorail, I wanted the design to basically be the same, so that when you're traveling along this line, it doesn't feel really weird. It doesn't feel really disjointed, right? I wanted to sort of share the same similar style so that it doesn't feel all out of place. So I've gone with the dark oak wood planks, the dark oak wood logs for support, and in the very middle of this, we've gone for some polished granite. And polished granite is quite a big part of Azuma's monorail over there, which I think sort of links them up quite nicely, because this line and that line are literally the same line. So I think it's turning out pretty good. On top of that, these rather bland colors and the darker colors, I think, help to not really take over the shopping district that much, right? It doesn't really stand out, or it doesn't really cover the other builds in the shopping district. It doesn't take away for example, the pickle shop over there, right? The pickle shop really pops from behind these really dark colors here. It doesn't sort of draw the eye away from the rest of the shopping district. Well, guys, it's absolutely absolute chaos on the Hermitcraft server right now. I am desperately trying to finish off this segment of the video, and we've got Yeti, Zuma, and Grian over there getting up to no good, it looks like it. I think Azuma's testing some data packs right now, and no idea what he's up to. Grian's not interested in doing it, though, it looks like it. Oh, just with a little bit of a zoom there. Oh my goodness. Look at these two derp faces staring directly at me. Oh my goodness, guys! I tell you what, we'll get this segment recorded at some point today, but it looks like we've got some snowballs being thrown at us by Azuma, and Grian's got some chorus fruit in his hand. No idea what that's all about. Also, is Grian looking a little bit more emo than usual? Does he have tears under his eyes right now? Or is that some sort of a visor? It's unclear. We've got some snowballs over here. It's throw it at Grian, throw it at Azuma, throw it at Grian, throw it at Azuma, and there's some dings going off, and this is kind of awesome. I don't really know what's happening. Okay, now there's more snowballs going all over the place, and Grian looks like he's also changed his clothes a little bit, hasn't he? He just disappeared. Okay, good stuff. Nice. The shenanigans on the Hermitcraft server continue. Alright, final push for today, guys. We are approaching the 5th hour of recording right now, and I would very much like to get this episode out for you guys today. So, last thing on the agenda is to show you guys exactly how we have installed these trapdoors over here. For those of you guys who maybe want to copy this monorail design, it's kind of interesting, and there's a little bit of a trick that we have to do to get these trapdoors working. First and foremost, though, let's try and work out exactly how these rails are going to sit on our monorail. And, well, we've got a ton of rails over here that I've just collected from the Stacks for Stacks Tavern that have been donated to us over the last few months or so. And, well, the tracks are going to be following the dark oak wood planks like this, right? And then in the middle over here, we'll probably have some red glass or some red stained pane glass or whatnot. What are these guys talking about? Man, I get so distracted by the chat in Hermitcraft, guys. Man, whenever I'm trying to record and hermits are talking weird stuff to each other, man, it distracts me like nobody's business. By the way, I really like this effect over here where we only have a slab going up the stairs like this, and I like seeing that gap in between. I think it'll look pretty cool from down under, also being able to look through that and see the rails and stuff, right? But anyway, the rails are going to be traveling like this, taking us all the way over to the shopping district station, and well, we want to get these really cool trapdoors up along the sides of them. These are like the safety rails of the system, right? And well, there's a number of ways that we can do this. Of course, we can't put the trapdoor on this block like that, because then we won't be able to add the rails to it. So we actually have to get the trapdoor placed on the side of the rail, and well, we can do this like this, right? Just using the rails to place. We won't be able to put it on that one, but on this one, for example, right? We have to sort of go to this side and then do a really fine little aim there. What I found an easier way to do this, though, is just to lay down a bunch of dirt like this, right? All the way along the monorail that you're making, and then to go back to the very beginning of it and just place those trapdoors on the sides of that dirt, and then, you know, you can either place the trapdoor up or place the trapdoor down. It doesn't really matter. It'll look the same when you flip the trapdoor down like that, right? And then all you have to do is get rid of that dirt, and then bam, bam, thank you, man. We got some safety rails installed for our travelers of the HRN. We want to make sure that none of our travelers fall off the edge here, right? This is a pretty deadly fall down here. But yeah, this is looking pretty awesome, guys. But as you can see, I have got a ridiculous amount of work to do off camera to get this monorail fixed and finished here in the shopping district. I need to finish up the bottom of the monorail too here. You can see what we've done is add a couple of slabs and stairs on the underneath of it, but we still get that sort of redness of the polished granite coming through when we actually look at the line itself. And you know, I actually kind of like the steampunkish nature of this monorail. I think it's turned out pretty sweet. Let's take a bit of a fly around the shopping district for one last look at this. I just want to make sure that it doesn't look too ugly from a distance, right? We're going to have hermits coming to the shopping district from all over. And, well, it certainly is pronounced. You can definitely see that there is a rail now in the shopping district. But, you know, I think it looks really, really cool. And I like the fact that we've got a couple of these rails now in the shopping district. I think it's sort of bringing it to life. It hasn't covered Grian's head over there. And it certainly, I don't mind it being here in the log shop or in the Big Rocks dock here, right? I think it's pretty sweet, man. And X is asking me about my holiday. 20th December is when I'm off, X. But yeah, let's just make sure also that this rail is not messing up the actual entrance to Tango Shop here. That looks pretty good, I think. Maybe we can get rid of this support beam. And I don't think this messes with Scar's shop too much. I hope the Hermits don't mind that we have this bridge over here. But maybe we can extend it a little bit more here. But yeah, that's looking pretty good, guys. And then, of course, we have to work on the connection of this monorail into the shopping district station. And of course, we need to get somebody working on the shopping district station ASAP. Probably one of the most important stations in the HRN network, right? This is where all the commerce is and stuff. So we do need to get people working on that. But guys, I think that's probably going to do it for now. There's a couple of OCD things that I'd like to deal with, though, before I say goodbye. As mentioned by a couple of you guys in the comments, one of you guys mentioned in the last episode that now that X has completed this line over here, which is actually a part of the circle line, we can get rid of the white markers in the ocean, because they look absolutely horrible, don't they? They look so freaking ugly, and we can probably patch up the holes that we make over here too. No need to leave giant holes in the ocean. So let's get rid of these horrible markers. And quite amazingly, there is one more little spot that I need to go and discover, or I need to go and fix rather, that one of you guys spotted in the previous episode. In fact, I think it was a couple of episodes ago. Oh my goodness, this white block is literally just hanging in midair. There we go. The ocean has been cleaned up, and everything's looking nice and spiffy again out here, just outside of the shopping district. But there is one more little bit of OCD action that needs to get cleaned up, and take a look at this, guys. One of you crazy peeps out there spotted that there is a block out of place at the very bottom of the HRN. There it is. Your OCD has now been dealt with, as well as my own OCD, man. Whenever you guys point these things out in the comments, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it from me today. I hope you have enjoyed it, man. Let me know what you think about our monorail. It's looking pretty good from here, actually, and I think going for the dark colors definitely has helped to make it pop out of the area quite a lot, right? Look at that. That actually looks super fancy. I'm loving it, man. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. ReNDoG signing out. Hey, listen, if you enjoyed the episode, you know what to do, man. You smack that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, well, hit the subscribe button, man, because we're getting cooking with some gas out here on the Hermitcraft server. Thanks for watching, guys. ReNDoG signing out. We'll smell you all in the next episode.